Johnnie, here I want you to join the crusade. I've watched you. You know, I've watched you. Sometimes our people disagree with you, but I mean, I understand some of your approach. I mean, sometimes we take a hard bite. It helps us as politicians.
Nowadays, when I listen to you, I even panic.
Why?
Maybe, hey,
Why do you panic?
The way you, Papa, you know, Papa, what you used to fan charcoal.
Right.
You've seen it before.
Right.
When you fan it, then the charcoal bright red.
This is a call for accountability.
You fan government's charcoal to it's bright red.
It's a call for accountability.
I enjoy it. Keep it up as well.
Thank you.
Only that, like I told you, don't burn too much for you not to be consumed by your fire.
You are keeping the conscience of the country going.
I always watch Johnnie's Bite.
The general watches Johnnie's Bite.
Every day.
Thank you very much.
And it's devoid of insults, but straight to the point, factual and fearless.
Charlie, no be joke. The pressure people like Johnnie can give you.
No.
You know, get grey hair, you go get grey hair.
I'm innocent.
And that's what I'm saying. That the pressure Johnnie and his people, the pressure they can give you, you know, get grey hair, you go get. So your best bet is not to have hair.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Hasbanallah wa ni'mal wakeel. The Lord is my light and my salvation, whom shall I fear? And yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil, my cup overflows, and surely God's goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever and ever. Amen. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Johnnie's Bite. It's Monday. I hope you had a restful weekend, and the MPP had his conference. We'll get to talk about it shortly. Danny, take me back to 5 years ago. I put up a post on Facebook, and I like to do some of these retrospective posts because then people would know what my position has been. This was me on 18 July 2017. I said, pass your BEC and get free SHS. How difficult is that? How is that supposed to cut off a section of Ghana from benefiting? Me, pass your BEC and get free SHS. How difficult is that? How is that supposed to cut off a section of Ghana from benefiting? And I wrote this in 2017. So when now we are asking questions about free SHS, we're talking about feeding, we're talking about textbooks, we're talking about sources of funding, we're talking about how the program is being run, even though we have acknowledged that it's a good initiative. However, the implementation is a problem, and people start coming at us. We ask yourself, this was in 2017. Not many MPP people themselves were able to say some of these things. But that's beside the point. I had to bring you that historical perspective, so you know that at least man has been consistent in what they're doing. But the MPP went to the polls over the weekend, and Sir John once said, fear delegates. Some are even saying fear the Ashanti region, but I say just fear delegates. Conversations about money took center stage at the MPP's conference. And one would have thought that, well, for a country that's presently not in the best of shapes in terms of the economy, money would not have been flaunted in the faces of the people. But no, money took center stage. Well, Stephen Team's team have said that this was fake. That's what they said. But then again, money went around. I know somebody who's a distributor of drinks who went around the place and got 1,000 Ghana cedis. She's not a delegate. So money was sprayed at some point. But what are we leaving with the party people? What kind of legacy are we leaving? Is this the new patriotic party that the likes of BJ Darocha, Peter Lajete, Samuel Odoe Sykes, Haruna Iseku, Jake Otanka Betebilamte, Peter McMenu, all through Chairman Freddie Blaine? Is this the NPP that they left? And is this the kind of quality that the NPP requires at this point? Kudos to all those who won their elections. What signal does he send to the electorate, and what signal does he send to the party? Is it time now that they have taken the parties from the folks from the Achim area and given it to the people who are the Ashantis? Is that what it looks like? Because if you look at the dynamics, the old stock, apart from KG4, the old stock kicked out. Maybe KG4 and Nanabi. Old stock kicked out. And it was quite bloody when on Sunday morning, it was drizzling. People were dancing in the rain, and people were doing that. It's a strong signal that when you get power and the power enters your head, oh, my brother, you'll be dealt with. People became so used to power that they even forgot that they had a party to run and they had supporters to go with. Now everybody has seen their smoothness level. Everybody has seen their smoothness level in the New Patriotic Party. So now, Chairman, to me, the 15 chairmen you got to, rally behind you to say we support a certain candidate. What happens? This is where, ordinarily, I wouldn't have spoken about this, but this is where the party needs to come together. How do you get the 15 chairmen who said, we support candidate A? How do you get all of those people to come and now support the people they said we would never support? How do you get them? How do you get those people to come now to support the New Patriotic Party in your forward agenda of breaking the 8? Even your local elections, you couldn't break the 8. Your internal elections, you couldn't break the 8. How do you propose to break the 8 outside? And I've been listening to some of the commentary that are going on. It appears that money won. Money won the elections. It's sad because, you see, at the end of the day, what we are trying to do and create is that we are creating a certain society where quality, capacity, and capability does not win, but it has to take who has money. And I'm not saying the people who won because they injected money into the whole conversation. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying that those who are truthful and honest enough know that money took center stage in the elections that just happened. Why were people being hoarded at the UPSA hostel and Golden Tulip and other places when it was time and you had advertised that you were going to run the first part of the program up to 11 a.m. and then break for 1 hour, 30 minutes and come back at 12:30 and start the thing? It took more than 3 hours for you to come back. What was influencing that delay? And you see people like Titus Glover, they started raising questions. They said you were trying to influence the people. So you can deny it, you can cast it out, but money took center stage. Justin Kodua has a big job now to do. He comes to the table as a newbie, even though he has worked with the party. But running a party as general secretary is no joke. Running a party at this time, in this crucial moment, when everybody seems to be angry with the government of the day, is no joke. And you saw the reaction they gave to the president. The president of the republic, he got into the space, no chairs. The chairs were minimal. John Boydu, general secretary incumbent, got into the place, chairs minimal. Justin Kodua got in there. Did you hear the chairs? So now how does this impact on the Baumia agenda? I'm asking, how does this impact on the Baumia and Alan agenda? Does it mean that the exit of John Boydu and his cohorts, or people who had been programmed, or if you like, scheduled, or people who were being campaigned for, being whipped in line to toe a certain John Boydu agenda, does this water down the Baumia agenda? I don't know. I'm asking questions. People who are leading in a certain direction, does this water down the Baumia agenda? That's all I'm asking. Because you see, the New Patriotic Party that I know, which my grandfather had been a chairman of the party before, is supposed to be an elitist party. is supposed to be a capitalist party. And it's supposed to be a forward-looking party. How suddenly you got certain elements to be leading in certain places at certain times is where the problem is. And that's what I'm saying. Money has taken over. That must stop. Money. It has taken over and it must stop. Because you would end up, at the end of the day, getting people who are not qualified to be in certain spaces, to mismanage everything, lead everybody down a certain slippery slope because they have money. And that's where the danger is. Because we're trying to build a certain democracy in this country. And in building democracy, you don't build democracy because people have deep pockets. You build democracy because people are willing and ready and being radical and wanting to get a certain change to happen. So people had money. People collected people's money and chopped. And they decided to do them for you. You give them money, they collect. They chop your money, but they do you for you. So fear delegates. You see, say now, you dey house, your face make long, you dey there, you lose guard. They collect your money, they chop them. And the delegates know what they want because it is the delegates. And these are the same delegates who are all Ghanaians like us. Oh. Same delegates who are Ghanaians like us, who know and feel the kind of pain that we all feel. When they talk, you talk down at them. When you meet them at functions, you dodge them. Same delegates. The same delegates who came to queue up. The results of the election on Saturday showed a rejection of a certain trajectory within the New Patriotic Party. Complete rejection. Complete rejection. 100% rejection towards a certain trajectory. And the delegates spoke. They may have collected your money and given you assurance. No more, no more, no more, no more, no more, no more, no more. They lied to you. They collected your money and chopped it. And if you like, in 2024, give the people money. They will collect the money, but just to prove to you that the Ghanaian electorate is now very sophisticated, they'll collect your money, chop it, and still decide where they want to vote. So, Stephen Tim Akwaba, Justin Kodri Akwaba, all the other executives, Nanabi Akwaba, Kejemfo Akwaba, everybody who got elected, Akwaba. Now your biggest problem is how to break the 8. You won't break the 8 with words. And I said this many months ago before Kennedy Japan started to say it, before Dr. Atta Kennedy, before those MPs and those deputy ministers started saying it. You insulted me for saying it. Today, the chickens have come out to roost. I'm telling you, I'm leading you towards a certain direction. Call Nana, oh Nana. These are the new crop of executive. Fresh faces. Fresh, apart from the national coordinator and what do you call it, national organizer, Henry Nanabuachi, apart from Haruna and Nanabuachi who have been there. These are fresh faces, even though they have worked within the party. Now, conversation is that Haruna is national Nasara coordinator, Haruna Futa. What has been the impact of the Nasara wing, which is supposed to be for the Zongos and people who are in transit who have joined the party and all of that? What has been the impact of it? And for example, in terms of the work Kamal Dean Abdullahi did and the work that Honorable Boniface Abubakar Sadiq did, is Haruna Futa meeting the standard? Because if now you are beginning to lose votes within the Zongos, it's a problem. Where even a whole Zongo Development Ministry had been created for you, a whole Zongo Development Authority had been created, budget had been allocated, full-time ministers, and yet you still do nya. Now the president said something that I want to play for you. Quickly, Danny, the president spoke about IMF. Play the president's tape for IMF for me.
People that will guide the party in the negotiations that we're about to have with the International Monetary Fund. Our responsibility is to confront the difficulties that are confronting our people and find an effective solution to it. And that's exactly what we are going to do. We came to office under an IMF program, a derailed IMF program, which we inherited from the Mahama administration. We worked hard to exit the country from the program, and we were in the process of building a strong economy until the events of COVID and its consequences. I want to assure you and assure the people of Ghana that we're going to negotiate.
The president said we're going to negotiate a better IMF deal. Question, who took us to IMF? You. Mr. President, you took us to IMF. You have not had the, what do you call it, the occasion to apologize to us that you took us to IMF. You are telling us that you are going to give us a better IMF deal. Why? If I come to work at TV3 and my studio is dirty, and I said that I'm going to fix it. So I go to my boss and say, boss, the studio is dirty. I'm going to fix the studio. So clap for me. Who made the studio dirty in the first place? And is my workplace supposed to be dirty? Mr. President, you and your team took us to IMF. You should have apologized to us like your member of parliament said. You have not apologized to us, Mr. President. You have not told us that you are sorry. You are telling us that they're going to negotiate a better IMF deal. Who took us to IMF, Mr. President? And did I hear the finance minister, that maybe he played that one, that's the last video. The finance minister says that people asking him to resign is akin to a father abandoning his children. Did I hear the finance minister? Play the video for me. Did I hear Mr. Foriata say that? Did I?
Of the economy. Finance Minister, do you agree with those who say that you should not be holding conference within the current climate of the economy? Do you agree?
Well, I think there are issues of the governance of a country. Then these are always important. And I think if you see the way in which we have moderated the advertisement billboards, it shows a party that is sensitive to the current moments of the situation. But I don't think you can ever let the issue of governance go. Democracy is important. It does cost some amount of money to do that. But clearly you can see an environment that is excited about the future by being able to run a congress or conference of this nature in a way that mimics the situation in the world.
Who say resign? Will you resign because of going to the IMF when you said we're not going to the IMF?
That's not a very good question. You know, it's almost like telling a father to resign from his children because he's changed his mind. You know, there are times that decisions have to be made for the survival of a country.
Boss, the MPNM has told you to resign. Economists are telling you to resign. Many other people within the party and even outside the party are telling you to resign. If I were you, I would have resigned. Because you are part of the problem that we have now. You. Mr. Foriata. You held the Kenke and Wache party to celebrate moving us out of the IMF. Now you are going back. Would you hold Otinshino party? And you are telling us that, oh, you being asked to resign is akin to a father resigning from his children. Boss, we want to be orphans. Because where you have brought us now, we are even worse off than orphans. Boss, resign. The finance ministry job is not a family inheritance. Resign. Your CD is weak. Everything is gone haywire. Yale Harvard economy. Look at it. Everything is bazaar, and you are part of the reason that the people, the delegates who gathered, and the incumbent executives, most of them lost their positions. Boss, resign. It's not a family inheritance. We know that the president likes you. He had to keep the position for you, even when you were not well and outside the country. For Honorable Osei men supposed to come and read the budget. You are not the only finance and economics person in this country. And within the MPP, the president said he has the men. Boss, I beg you, we want to be orphans. Resign. Good morning.
What's your take on an ideal guy?
I'm attracted to sapiosexuals.
Oh, sapiosexuals. Cool.
The smart guys.
See, I am one.